I hope he feels better.
I'm so sad.
We hope he feels
better too.
Well, with the weather getting colder, it is time to store your garden tools and your supplies so that they will make it through the winter in one piece and not all cracked up and rusty. Joining us now is our garden expert, Derek Thomas with Thomas Landscapes. Well, we don't want them to be rusty and cracked up, do we?
No, we don't.
Okay.
We don't. And I have to remind our viewers to follow me on Twitter at Thomas Garden Guy.
We need to start.
Yeah, I believe it goes underneath, but
Okay,
I just let people know. Follow us on Twitter.
I love it.
And then we also have to give a shout out to the guys at Kettering Shopping Center. They watch you loyally every week.
Good morning, guys at the Kettering Shopping Center.
At the coffee shop.
All right.
So I told them I'd give a shout out.
Got to do our due diligence here.
Your tools. Okay, so here's the deal. What usually ends up happening at this time of the year is we've put our plants to bed and suddenly we throw the tools in the back of the shed and that's it. What can happen is you can end up getting rust and other things that will accumulate over the winter, and that's not good. Especially with your hand pruners and your shovel. Now I have this shovel here, and what I've done is I've soaked it, and it's a good idea to pre-soak it.
In what, just water, Derek?
And just water. And then what you want to do is you want to clean it up, get any of the excess dirt off of the shovel, and then take a couple of paper towels, because you want to make sure that it's dry before you do this. You dry up any of the excess water, kind of get back down to the metal, get any of the dirt off of the shovel, okay? And what I like to do is take a little bit of, you can take a little bit of just the spray lubricant, or you can do, even if you've got a little bit of motor oil, just work that in. Make sure that all the points are covered, and you can do that with your shovel, you can do that with your pruners, you can do that with all of your cutting, you know, anything that's metal that could rust over the winter. Then what I like to do is, I like to go ahead and store this, and the reason for this is that over the winter, the oil will start to dissipate. I like to store it in a bag. You use a regular tie once you've got everything in there for the winter. Go ahead and tie this up. Keep it nice and tight, and that's going to keep the tools well lubricated. It's going to prevent rust, and when you open it up in the spring, you're going to have tools that were just as you left them.
Excellent.
Now, how about our planters? You know, we've got wonderful decorative planters that we want to store every year. What ends up invariably happening is moisture condenses between the planters because we double stack them or whatever because of space.
Yeah, we sure do.
And if you see here, this planter is showing signs of stress from a freeze. And what that's going to do is it's eventually going to just fall apart. One quick way that you can take care of that, clean up the planters before you put them to bed, but one quick way to take care of that is to take paper towels. What this is going to do is it's going to wick the water away, so that when you store the planters like that in your shed, out of the elements, don't do this and then leave them sitting outside, because they will get wet and they will crack.
Defeating the purpose.
Out of the elements, making sure that you've got this paper between them. What that paper is going to do is it's going to constantly aid in eliminating any excessive moisture.
We're out of time. What do we do with this?
The soils, okay, the big thing about the soils, anything that's mulch, anything that's compost, go ahead and use it now. Don't store it, because it will make mold. And all of your fertilizers, do not reuse fertilizers that have any type of a combination. Things like pure lime, you can go ahead and store that. But any combination fertilizers, it's better to start new next spring.
Derek Thomas, thank you so much. Thomas Landscapes.
Follow us on Twitter at Thomas Garden Guy.
We'll be right back.